My name is Mangali. I'm doing grade 10 in Slovo Freedom High School. I'm 15 years old. I was born here in Molteno and I still live here in Molteno in a family of 6. I like playing, I like laughing, I like watching TV.
I am Slovo. My name is Slovo. My surname is I live here in Molteno, doing grade 10A here in Slovo Freedom High School. And I come from a family of 5. And I like to joke a lot, play a lot, but I also like to study a lot. So my talents are I can draw. I'm good at drawing, painting, anything that. That's it.
In same class, I'm from Adelaide. I'm doing grade 10B, and I'm in Slovo in my school. I come from Adelaide, where I'm playing the instrument music, and I like to laugh, I like to joke, I like to sing in school, in our community, and I like to play with other people, like doing the jokes and playing some games and fun in church. I like to go somewhere, like to visit other country if I don't know there, so that I can get some interest.
My name is Molteno. I'm currently doing grade 10B at Slovo Freedom High School. I was born in Cape Town and I live in Stegstrom. In 2012, I was doing grade 10 at a school called Colesberg in Northern Cape. My interest is discussing about political things, about social life. I like joking and making other people laugh, and my favorite sport is netball.
I kind of like see different houses like sheds, and it's like it's a rural area to me, and the other part is a big city, like the suburbs, the swimming pools, the tennis fields, and the swimming and some swimming pools. That's all I see. But yeah, that's what I see.
Anybody else see anything?
What I kind of see in this picture is that it's like a town that is that has 2 different parts. Another part has sheds where the allocations and houses are built close to one another, and another town is beautiful where these suburbs. It's like almost like a suburb. There are swimming pools and all those things where you can enjoy yourself.
I think the picture shows that in urban areas, the houses, and you can see in that location or rural area, I can say, there are houses, but there isn't a lot of space. But in the suburbs, they have spaces for tennis courts, and I can see that there's a house, a luxury house there, and swimming pools. But there at the rural areas, they don't get the chance to have those courts because it's too much crowded.
Okay. I think just for 30 seconds, if this is a real place, it's a real place in South America, and it's divided by a board. All on the board is the town on one side, and we have the whole town on this other side. Okay. I'd like to think of a question that you'd like to ask about that picture. So you can ask any question in the whole world. I can't promise an answer, but I just want you to think to yourself now, what question would you ask me, or would you ask somebody about that picture?
Yes.
You haven't?
Can I ask? Oh, I want to ask why the division? Why the two places must be separated? Why the other part must be polluted and crowded and the other part must be beautiful and clean and wonderful and interesting?
My question is, the person who did this wall or who divided this place, what was he or she thinking? Because these people from this other side, they don't feel like they don't appreciate their life. Like if he or she could put herself or himself in their shoes, how would he or she feel about living in the crowded place, not in the sun?
You have a question?
I would ask, why do they divide these two places? Yeah, maybe I know that life is not the same, but why divide it into the world?
My question is, why the other side and the other side they divided with a wall? Maybe they discriminate or they don't discriminate. I don't know what happened there, so that's why I want to.
Well, so what we have is three questions, which was why divide this place? Why divide? What was the person thinking when they divided this place? And also, why must the two places be separate? Now, for all of you, you've all given open questions. Yeah? So they're prior thinking questions. So they're ones that don't have an easy answer. So every question will have its place. A closed question with only a fixed answer, let's say if you're a doctor, maybe closed questions are exactly what you need. You don't want to be a doctor asking lots of open, big thinking questions because you just need the facts. When you're going through life and making decisions or dealing with information, with the internet or TV or media, to engage in critical thinking, we should ask the big questions, the challenging questions, and then we can get the answers. So all of these questions, it's really great to see that naturally you have open, big thinking questions. They're all equally valid, they're all equally good. What we're going to do is actually choose which one you're going to debate. Okay? You can choose one of these three. You might vote for your own, or having heard somebody else's, you might think, I'd like to talk about that question. The main thing is they're all valid. And if you don't get any votes for it, it doesn't matter, because they're all equally as important. So the way we do it is through a secret ballot, and we'll do thumbs. Okay? So you get 2 votes. What we'll do, we'll close our eyes, so it's a secret vote, and when I read the question that you'd like to discuss, not your favourite question, but you think will make the best discussion, then you can vote for 1 or 2. But you only have those 2, yeah? You can't do it again, only those 2. And then we're going to see which question of 3 that you'd like to do. Okay? So I'll just remind you, number 1, why must the 2 places be separate? Number 2, what was the person thinking when they divided this place? Or number 3, why divide these 2 places? There are 3 questions. So, I'd like to get your thumbs ready. And then close your eyes. Any votes for question number 1? Why must the 2 places be separate? Any votes for question 2? What was the person thinking when they divided this place? And any votes for question 3? Why divide these 2 places? Okay. We have a tie so you've chosen question number 1 and question number 2 as the ones that you'd most like to discuss. So now let's just take it to question 1 and 2. Why must the two places be separate? Or, what was the person thinking when they divided this place? And now you only have one book. Okay? So, again, secret book. Number 1, why must the two places be separate? Number 2, what was the person thinking when they divided this place? Okay. It was a tie. 2-2. So this is a tough one. Why must the two places be separate, or what was the person thinking when they divided this place? Because we're short of time, let's choose number 1 as the question to discuss, and then on a second time, if you want to discuss number 2, then you can carry on. But just for time's sake, we'll cover it. Alright. And then secret hint is that if you have an odd number, if you ever do this again, have 5 people, and then at least there'll be an outcome. Okay. So the question to debate is, why must the two places be separate? Why must the two places be separate? And your conversation is not to the camera or me, it's to each other. And what I'm trying to get from you is, can you reach some kind of agreement or consensus on why those two must be separate?
We've got to understand that this is a hotel and this is a rural area. So this is a property of someone. Someone owns this property. So he decided to separate his land or property from the other land. I think so.
Why should he do that? Because it's his property, it's their property. You can see, it's like you're saying it's one person's property, the right hand side, right? So you can see that this is a location and there are many people and they got their own properties right there. Why they ain't dividing walls? Okay. Would you just answer that? Why would that one person divide his property with such a big wall? And why should these people, like, you can see that there's houses there, why shouldn't they make other walls? Like if someone has his house right there, right? Why shouldn't he put a wall around his house like he did?
I would like to answer you. As you can see, the other part is polluted. As we can look at the waterfall here, you see, it's polluted and dirty, preventing his property from being polluted and dirty or corrupted. He puts a fence to separate the two places.
The people they come to the area, they can go there and dump their rubbish in that side. It's nice, so that's why they divide it.
What I think about this picture is that the right-hand part is the owner of that building or that part is I can say the municipality the owner, let's say a town owner or a government of that particular part. And what he or she is trying to do is that he is trying to show that he doesn't care about the other people, because if you can see that those houses are polluted, there are pollutions littering and it's not safe. If you can see, like, if you can imagine yourself walking through those streets and in between those areas, there's much crime going on than in his side, because his side is divided with the other side. So what I think is that person from the right hand side is greedy. Like, he likes money, he cares about himself and doesn't care about other people.
As you can see, it's a hotel, so anyone who wants to go in must pay. So if a person from the location wants to go inside there, he or she must pay in order to get these resources that appear here in the hotel.
Okay, yes, so what you're saying is those people who are in this side deserve to be there, right? They deserve to live in polluted places with a high crime rate, because it's in South America, right? And you know that Brazil is the most country with criminals. So you're saying those who have enough money to go to hotels are much better people than those who live in those places.
I would like to ask you a question. Who pollutes this place? Who crowd this place? Who criminalize this place?
I know it's the people who criminalize the place, who pollute the place, right? Like you say there's water there falling down the street, right?
Yeah.
But if the municipality had something to do with it, he would close the drains so the water shouldn't pollute the street like that, because there's no one who just throw water on the street and it will flow like that. That clearly shows that the water is from the drains. And it's the municipality's duty to make sure that all drains are closed and they are properly made. And in those houses, the municipality should have made sure that he had a lot of space to build those houses, because it's too crowded. And we know that people aren't the same. There are people who think crime is a good thing. There are people who think crime is not a bad thing. So it's not like, let's make an example. A child is born today. He doesn't know anything about crime, or he has nothing to do with those things that are happening in that particular area, but he'll be affected by crime.
As you agree with me, as you are agreeing with me, because you're saying that this is the municipality's duty, and this is owned by someone.
Okay, so now you say it is owned. Yes, I agree with you in that part. But then the owner should have thought, should have had common sense, he or she should have taken that business of his to the suburbs, because this is a location where it is polluted. If these people, they will get annoyed, because on the other side of the wall there is enough food, enough everything that they need, and then in this side there is nothing and there is much crime. So I think this hotel must, it should have moved, to let's say a town. Then this part would have been a location where for squatter camps and all those things, because the owner of this hotel will blame the squatter camp, the ones who live in the squatter camps, for the crime and pollution. But they didn't even think at first that if they open that business there, and these people, they will break into the hotels and steal. So it's crime, They shouldn't have built the hotel there. They should have at least in another place where there aren't people who don't have much, or who don't have the same resources as they do.
Can I just interrupt that, because all these ideas are so powerful and really strong. And if I understand, am I right in saying that there's a feeling on both sides of the debate that there's a responsibility that either lies with the council or either lies with the builders, the developer or the owner, that there's some kind of responsibility that if it would have been thought about, that responsibility could have been maintained. Whereas as it is at the moment, it doesn't appear that responsibility has been maintained. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. We're saying that the municipality or the owner of the town or the mayor should have done his responsibility, as you say. He shouldn't have built the hotels
next to the
squatter camp, because the hotels are covering the space where should the squatter camps be? If you can see, those squatter camps are crammed up in a small place. But if the hotel wasn't there, all the houses would have a great space and roads would be
basically.